Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. It was supposed to be a regular morning at GB News. The team was set, the headlines were prepared, and viewers eagerly tuned in for their daily dose of news and commentary. But something was amiss. Eamonn Holmes was nowhere to be found. His co-host, Isabel Webster, arrived at the studio early as always. She checked her phone for any messages from Eamonn. Nothing. That was unusual. Eamonn was always professional, always on time. And if something ever came up, he would have at least sent a text. The production team started to panic. The countdown to the live broadcast had begun. 5 minutes. 4. 3. Where is Eamonn? The producer Mark whispered urgently through Isabel's earpiece. She had no answer. With no time to waste, Isabel took a deep breath, straightened her posture, and faced the camera as the red light flicked on. Good morning, you're watching GB News Breakfast with me, Isabel Webster. As you may have noticed, Eamonn Holmes is absent this morning. We're hoping he's just running late and will join us shortly. She forced a small smile, but deep inside, dread was growing. Where was Eamonn? Chapter 2. Clues in the Silence. Once off-air, the newsroom was buzzing. Calls were made. Texts sent. Emails checked. His wife, Ruth Langsford, was the first to be contacted. "No, I haven't seen him since last night," she said, concern creeping into her voice. "He left the house at his usual time this morning. Are you telling me he hasn't arrived?" The silence that followed was heavy. Mark turned to Isabel. "This isn't just lateness. Something's wrong." They checked security footage. Eamonn had left his house at 5 a.m. sharp, his usual schedule. He got into his car. And then, nothing. His car had vanished from the cameras just before reaching the studio. Chapter 3. The search begins. The police were informed, but Isabel knew waiting wouldn't be enough. She had been working with Eamonn long enough to know he wouldn't just disappear. With her heart pounding, she made a decision. She was going to find out what happened herself. She traced the usual route Eamonn would take to the studio. The streets of London were bustling, unaware that a well-known TV presenter had seemingly evaporated into thin air. And then she spotted something. A black car, eerily similar to Eamonn's, parked on a quiet side road just off his usual route. She pulled up beside it, stepping out cautiously. The car was locked, but as she peered inside, she saw something that sent a chill down her spine. Eamonn's phone. Chapter 4. A mysterious note. Isabel called the police immediately, her hands shaking as she took a closer look. A single piece of paper was placed on the dashboard. "Sometimes the news is too important to be told." The silent voice. She read the words over and over again, trying to make sense of them. Who was the silent voice? And what did they want with Eamonn? As the police arrived, she stepped back, watching as they examined the car. There were no signs of struggle. No fingerprints other than Eamonn's on the door handle. It was as if he had simply stepped out and vanished. Chapter 5. A Cryptic Broadcast. That evening, GB News was in turmoil. The station had been flooded with calls, tweets, and messages from viewers worried about Eamonn. As Isabel prepared for an emergency evening broadcast, a breaking news alert flashed on the studio screens. A video had just been uploaded to GB News website by an unknown user. The team huddled around the screen as it played. The footage was grainy, the sound distorted. But there was Eamonn, sitting in a dark room, looking unharmed but serious. "I'm being kept somewhere. I don't know where. But I need you to listen." His voice was calm but urgent. "This isn't about me. This is about something bigger. About what we tell people. About the truth." Then, the screen went black. Isabel felt her stomach drop. What was happening? Chapter 6. A Race Against Time. The police traced the video's upload location. It had come from an abandoned building just outside London. Without hesitation, Isabel and a few crew members rushed to the location with the police. The building was old, decrepit, and eerily silent. As they stepped inside, a faint sound echoed through the halls. A television playing. Following the noise, they entered a room to find a single chair. Empty. On a table next to it sat a cassette tape. Isabel picked it up and pressed play. "You were close," a distorted voice said. "But the truth isn't here. Keep looking. Time is running out." She clenched her fists. Eamonn was out there. And someone didn't want them to find him. Chapter 7. Breaking the Silence. Back at the GB News studio, Isabel took charge. She turned to the camera, her voice steady but fierce. "Whoever you are, we will not be silenced. Eamonn Holmes is a journalist, a broadcaster, and a friend to millions. If you think you can take him to keep the truth hidden, you're wrong. We are coming for him." It was a challenge. A dare. And it worked. Hours later, a new video surfaced. Eamonn was still in the dark room, but this time, he was smiling slightly. "Nice try, Isabel," he said. "Looks like you're playing the game now." Chapter 8. The Final Move. The police analyzed the background of the new video. A small window with flickering lights outside, a landmark they recognized. It was an abandoned theater in the East End. The authorities wasted no time. Within an hour, they stormed the building. And there he was. Eamonn Holmes, unharmed but clearly exhausted, sitting in the very same chair. As the police untied him, he looked up at Isabel. "Took you long enough," he quipped, a hint of his usual humor returning. But before they could celebrate, the officers found another note on the table. "The news isn't over, it's just beginning." Epilogue. The Truth Uncovered. Back on air, the next morning, Eamonn sat beside Isabel once more. "Well, that was quite the adventure," he joked. But the truth was, the mystery was far from solved. Who was the silent voice? What message were they trying to send? As the cameras rolled, Isabel and Eamonn knew one thing: whatever it was, they wouldn't stop until they uncovered the truth. And as for the viewers at home, they weren't just watching the news anymore. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Netflix World 24 YouTube channel for more update news.